going to come a point where, we can either be wise about what we see happening in the media, or we'll just be surprised when things pop off. Now, I'm hoping and I'm praying, you pray for peace with stuff, but you have to, you got to be real. There are people out there who desire to see the world burn. And one of those folks is Maxine freaking Waters, man, and several other people in the Democrat Party who are part of the major leadership. And you and I, as a regular average citizen, you can either look at this like with rose-colored glasses and just say, oh, it wouldn't be bad or yada yada. But you gotta really look at this like seriously. This chick is she's advocating for chaos. I mean, and people don't think that I'm being serious when I say that these communists are crazy. Well, she's a communist. Okay, they don't care about the position that they hold. All they want is a position to have power, and that's why she's so corrupt. I mean, her and her husband with the whole financial issues. I mean, these people are freaking corrupt. But you have to understand that they just want to make sure that they are okay in the chance and in the time when things do go sour, as they incite for things to go sour. This is what her whole deal is. She doesn't care about her constituents. I mean, look at her district. She doesn't care about the people of California. She doesn't even care about Democrats. She doesn't care about none of y'all. Okay, she cares about her power. This is why people were kind of like, she's anti-Trump this or that, anti-Maxine, yada yada. You have no clue what you're asking for with this woman. She's freaking crazy, but she's not the only one. There's several of them like that. I mean, I need to get off of this for a second, but I need to like really stress this. That woman's crazy, and she does not represent. If you think that she represents you, she doesn't. She only represents power, and that's all she is. But let me get on to what's actually important here. If you don't understand that there are people just like her running all throughout this nation who are doing all they can to get positions of authority and influence over people, and then using that influence over people to basically to advocate for the destruction of America, of our systems, to say whatever they need to say to incite people to feel the emotions of their anger. If you're not willing to say this to yourself, to recognize the truth in it, you will be surprised if and when something happens in your neighborhood, if and when something happens to your kids, if and when something happens to your loved ones, and it's violent, somebody acting violently. There are videos out there on TikTok, videos on Twitter. There are people out there, black people unfortunately, who are saying that they're willing to go to violence right now. And this is what you saw this last year with the whole thing with George Floyd. Now you have the actual trial with Derek Chauvin. But, I mean, do you understand what that means for us as the average citizen? That means danger. That means, like, chaos. That means, like, you're worried about toilet paper last year. Well, what if you're not? Are you concerned or even prepared for something actually funky happening now? Are you prepared? Because if you're not prepared, then you'll be surprised if something does happen. And I'm just asking you right now, think through it. Okay? Just think right now. Please freaking think. Think through what this might mean as Maxine Waters or others incite violence. They try to get people to want to be violent. Think about what it might mean at a grocery store. Think about what it might mean with people that are acting wild with guns and stuff like that. And you're blaming the people, or you're blaming the guns versus the actual people who are crazy. Crazy ass people do crazy ass things with no matter what it is. I mean, I got like a Molotov cocktail thrown. You got people, using cars, U-Haul. You're gonna ban U-Haul trucks. You're gonna ban bottles. No, you're gonna ban guns for people like myself who want to protect ourselves. That's what people actually do. That's what they want to do. But you need to be prepared and at least have in your mind like what it is that you would do in an emergency if something does happen. If something happens around you or to your family members or to your loved ones, just have a plan, man. Please have a plan. And I don't know like what's gonna happen. I never know what's gonna happen per the day. I just wake up and I kind of wonder like what's going on. Well, all I know right now is that as these people in positions of authority are trying to incite violence, what they're doing is they're revving up a group of people to do whatever they want to do. Remember what happened last year with George Floyd. Please don't forget what freaking happened. We saw random objects showing up at police precincts, outside of mayor's offices, We saw big cases of and rocks, like big rock piles and brick piles. We saw that all over the place. We saw sticks, we saw stones, we saw weird things showing up, and they were being dropped off by individuals. We saw people be like these kids in cars driving up on black people and giving them objects to throw at the police. We saw that stuff. Please don't forget it. Don't have a short-term memory where you forget the truth of what took place, what we lived through. If you don't remember, then you'll be a victim to this stuff. I don't want that to happen. So when you look at this, when you see what's happened with this Chauvin case, you see how he was overcharged. Remember, I told you last year, he's being overcharged on purpose because Elias, that dude is freaking so crooked. They're so crooked. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of it. I want to drop that hint on you. Please be prepared. Please be prepared. Think through it. If you're thinking about getting a weapon, I would highly advocate for you to do it. I would do it. 40 and up if it's a handgun. 40 and up. And let it be a 45. All you need, doesn't even matter where you shoot somebody with one of those. You're pretty much done. So please think through it. I'm telling you that there's some people out there who have real bad ideas of what they want to do to this nation. And they're trying to make it happen right through some of these crazy freaking leaders who are talking about that they are for the people. They're not for the people. They're for chaos.